inauguration ceremony. So, respected dignitaries, industry members, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and I welcome you all to the inauguration of EEPC India's first virtual exhibition on medical devices, scheduled to be held from 25th to 31st March 2021. The virtual expo is supported by Department of Commerce, Government of India, and Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. The event is also supported by AMED as a partner association. For the inaugural session, we are joined by Mr. Mahesh Desai, Chairman EEPC India, Ms. S. Aparna, Honorable Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ms. Padma Ganesh, Deputy Secretary, Department of Commerce, and Mr. Arun Garodia, Vice Chairman, EEPC India. So, without taking much time, request Mr. Mahesh Desai, Chairman, EEPC India, to begin the session with his welcome remarks.
Good morning and welcome to this webinar of inauguration of Indian medical devices. This is the sector which is the sunrise sector and coming up very, very fast with lots and lots of sophisticated instrumentation. Ms. S. Aparna, Honorable Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. Ms. Padma Ganeshan, Deputy Secretary, EP Engineering, Department of Commerce, Government of India. Mr. Arun Garodia, Vice Chairman, EEPC India, Industry Leaders, and Pallavi from the Secretariat. Dear friends and participants, again a hearty welcome to you all to the inauguration of EEPC India's first virtual exhibition on medical devices, surgical and laboratory equipment, and healthcare infrastructure, and supplies to be held from 25th to 31st March 2021. The event is supported by Department of Commerce, Government of India, and Pallavi, can you please mute your mics? We have very young participants there.
Yes, sir, we have muted on.
Yeah, thank you. The event is supported by Department of Commerce, Government of India, and Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. The event is to be held on a virtual platform over a period of 7 days and will see around 50 Indian exhibitors from medical device and allied sectors, over 300 foreign buyers from across the globe. Over the years, India has built strong fundamentals supported by strong manufacturing ecosystem, due to which Indian medical devices sector was declared sunrise sector in 2014, along with the launch of Make in India campaign. Over the years, the sector has been able to completely transform itself in the terms of both quality, capability, expertise, and also the availability of goods to international market at international quality standards. This also includes very high-end medical devices at very highly competitive prices to the world market, apart from Indian markets. EEPC India, as the nodal body under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, is working towards the promotion of trade and investments in the engineering sector. Also launched a Brand India Engineering Initiative for medical devices sector. The objective of the initiative was to showcase India as a quality manufacturing, technology, and innovations hub which can meet the global quality standards. As per an estimate, the healthcare market can increase threefold to rupees 8.6 trillion by 2022. Indian medical tourism market is also growing at 18% year-on-year basis and is expected to reach $9 billion by 2021. There is a significant scope for enhancing healthcare services, considering that healthcare spending as a percentage of gross domestic product is also rising. As we all know that due to COVID-19, unprecedented situations has arisen which has impacted world trade and has led to changes in the trade dynamics, including opening up new opportunities for Indian exporters and expansion of the trade basket. The Indian manufacturers of medical devices have been able to very confidently risen up to the occasion, and we have created sufficient production capabilities for various critical care items like ventilators, PPE kits, and N95 masks, to name a few. India has emerged as an important destination for manufacturing healthcare engineering products and services. The recent Medical Devices Amendment Rule 2020 is meant to make the sector more regularized. At the same time, the Production Linked Incentive Scheme for medical devices is meant to encourage more local production in the medical devices sector. Likely displacement in global trade with traditional trading partners offer India a wonderful opportunity to gain more market share. We aim to provide opportunities to our members from the medical industry to take advantage of the present scenario in the world market. The Indian surgical equipment, medical devices, and pharmaceutical machinery industry is fragmented, with close to 1,800 domestic firms who are predominantly MSMEs. Primarily, they are manufacturing the product range of low to medium technology products. Thereby, they offer themselves as a cost-effective suppliers, and in recent years, their focus has also been significantly shifting towards cost-effective, high-end products, including high-tech, R&D, and testing in the sector. Today, the healthcare sector is at the front line due to COVID-19 pandemic. India, like rest of the nations, faces the Herculean task of overcoming the pandemic in such an unprecedented situation. India is managing to spearhead by revamping the healthcare and medical devices ecosystem. As a result, it made several notable transformations over the past 1 year. The Indian medical devices and pharmaceutical sector has therefore made a mark for itself and is now a recognized brand in the world. The indigenous production of the COVID-19 vaccine has been greatly appreciated across the globe, and India is also supplying to many countries of the world. The position is India is established today for vaccine production and supplier as a market leader. EPC India's virtual medical devices and expo show aims to link medicines, equipment, infrastructures, suppliers, vendors, and hospitals for efficient and effective utilization of resources at various associated segments. In order to fulfill the needs of the entire healthcare sector, the event is conceived, giving one-stop solutions to meet all requirements of the healthcare sector, from medical devices to instrumental requirements. I also understand that the event will have various webinars which will educate the industry about market entry, strategies, promotion of domestic manufacturing, import substitution, and export promotion. With these words, I sincerely thank the Department of Commerce and Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India, for their invaluable support to the event. I now look forward to hearing the views from the eminent speakers about the vision of the government for the medical device sector. My best wishes to all the participants at the virtual exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir, for your inaugural address and for setting the tone for the 3-day virtual expo. I now request Ms. S. Aparna, Honorable Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, for her address, please.
Thank you, Ms. Pallavi, and thank you, Shri Maheshji, for your opening remarks. I'm very happy to be part of this inauguration of your first virtual exhibition on medical devices, surgical and laboratory equipment, medical supplies being organized by EEPC India. I would like to congratulate EEPC and all the participants in their efforts in this regard in these challenging times, not only for our region, but also across the globe. Yet, as we know, every challenge has within it the seeds for a better future. Challenge offers opportunities for those who can identify them and leverage them. The COVID-19 pandemic that raged all through 2020 across the world has brought attention to healthcare sector in an unprecedented manner, unimagined manner, and highlighted these challenges that lie in the sector and before all of us. The Indian pharmaceutical sector and the Indian medical devices sector both rose to meet these challenges in a remarkable manner. Indian industry very quickly ramped up manufacturing capacity, not only in the therapeutic drugs, but also in PPE kits, as was just mentioned, sanitizers, masks, surgical gloves, diagnostic kits, and even ventilators. And today we are in a position to meet domestic demand and also contribute very significantly globally. This was also a period where we saw excellent examples of low-cost innovation, of collaboration of industry and academic institutions to meet, to develop new medical technologies in a very short time. Even now, when we are at the phase when we are conducting vaccination, not just in India, but in many countries across the world, we must not forget that for every dose of vaccine, we also need one syringe to administer the vaccine. As I always mention, the vaccine would not be reaching where it should reach unless we had tube syringe manufacturers, as we are lucky to have in India. If one takes a step back from the pandemic and examines the factors that made India's contribution possible, I think we can identify the potential that lies in the medical devices sector, which can then be nurtured and supported for sustained, broad-based and expansionary growth. In India, the current size of the medical devices sector is known to all of us. It's growing with a CAGR of close to 15%. And thereby, medical devices holds the largest or the highest growth potential among all the constituents of healthcare sector, ranging from pharma, hospital services, etc. It is important to remember that this is an disciplinary sector with a huge range of products covering, reagents, disposable implants, diagnostic kits, high-end imaging equipment, and therefore it is a sector that requires a very nuanced approach. Opportunities are also now becoming apparent in telediagnostics, which is already quite well developed, I would say. The use of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, data analytics, remote monitoring of patients, of parameters, personal variables, and I would say that innovation, adoption, and adaptation of new technologies, as well as a high degree of regulation on quality and safety parameters, are going to be important in navigating the huge opportunities that lie before the sector, both in the domestic as well as in the export markets. So this complex sector is rightly recognized now as a sunrise sector in the Indian economy, and it is only right that we focus on collectively identifying and promoting drivers that can help this sector grow and reach its potential. There is an aspiration to reach a size of $50 billion by 2025. There are about 19 clusters spread across the country. Shri Maheshji talked about the preponderance of MSMEs, and the government proposes to support infrastructure for the sector by supporting 4 medical devices parks in the course of this year. And we also are, as you know, promoting domestic manufacturing through our production-linked incentive scheme. I do believe that the aspiration to grow to the size of $50 billion in a few years requires strengthening of domestic demand that alone can contribute to increased competitiveness and innovation-led growth of our industry. So development of a very strong and competitive domestic industry will contribute, if rightly guided, to both export growth as well as sustainable penetration of global value chains at a time when most of the world is looking for diversification of its supply chains. So the current levels of exports from the medical devices sector is relatively low, largely in the lower end products, but there are significant players, as I mentioned, in syringes, stents, and some diagnostic devices. We know that there is a high degree of import dependence, especially in the high-end imaging equipment, and therefore the production-linked incentive supports investments in medical devices relating to cancer care, radiotherapy, radiology, imaging, nuclear imaging devices, anesthetics and cardiorespiratory care, renal care, and implants. You will be happy to know that already 14 of the 28 target projects have been approved by the government, and they will be eligible for a maximum incentive of about 1,700 crore rupees over the next 5 to 6 years. One of the critical areas that is going to require more attention, apart from incentives for manufacturing, so that we can pursue export-led growth, is to create a cohesive regulatory framework. This requires integration of a number of regulatory agencies within a single window system, and putting in place a transparent, stable, predictable, and easy to navigate interface between investors, manufacturers, exporters, and the regulatory ecosystem. The Department of Pharmaceuticals is working with medical devices industry with a view to bring together the regulatory authorities at one table to meet this objective, and we would greatly appreciate support from the industry present here as well as the EEPC. A more immediate area for attention is the transition to the regulatory framework notified under the medical devices rules by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on 11th February 2020, and that envisages about 24 odd medical devices coming within a mandatory regulatory oversight from the 1st of April 2021. It's also important, I think, that maintenance of high quality standards has to be encouraged, has to be ensured. And we in the Department of Pharmaceuticals are supporting NIPERS, that are the National Institutes for Pharmaceutical Education and Research, in developing testing and certification capabilities to augment availability for the medical devices sector. That will be helpful not only for the domestic market, but also for export market. Incidentally, the NIPERS have also launched in the current financial year more courses for medical devices domain to contribute to the growing need for skilled manpower. Finally, I think to meet our overall objective of growth as well as higher exports, there is a crying need for development of an authentic and comprehensive information system relating to industry data that can support data-driven policies. As I mentioned, this being a multi-sectoral area, multidisciplinary area, there are several both ministries, departments, as well as domains that contribute to the medical devices sector. So there is need to have a strong database that can support policies that will meet the needs of the sector. So I look forward to see also helping us by sharing such information, especially on trade and investments. DOP proposes to set up a membership-based organization for this purpose. This was agreed to in the National Medical Devices Promotion and Development Council, which is co-chaired by Secretary DPIIT and myself. And this organization is being proposed to be set up under the Pharma and Medical Devices Bureau of India, which is under the department. So as you can see, there are a number of areas where the industry and government can work together and should work together, in my humble opinion, to support medical devices sector in building manufacturing capabilities, providing suitable ecosystem for innovation, building competitiveness, and encouraging penetration of global markets. I do hope that the industry will come forward to cooperate on all these key areas. From the Department of Pharmaceuticals, we are extremely keen to increase attention to this sector given its potential. And I do wish EEPC India success in all such endeavors to promote exports, to bring together industry and key players, and my best wishes for the success of this exhibition. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your address and for your encouraging words and for highlighting the important role which medical device sector plays in today's economy and today's world. You have also very rightly highlighted the role which new technologies and R&D play in the medical device sector. EPC India, of course, is committed to the cause for promoting exports of this from the sector, and we assure you that all assistance to the department in the form of trade data or any analytics will be available to you. I now request Mr. Arun Garodia, Vice Chairman EPC India, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pallavi. Ms. S. Aparna, Honorable Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. Ms. Padma Ganesh, Deputy Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India. Mr. Mahesh Desai, Chairman EPC India. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all. I'm thankful to all the dignitaries for their valuable address at this memorable opening of EPC India's first virtual exhibition on medical devices, surgical and laboratory equipment, and healthcare infrastructure, and supplies to be held from 25th until 31st March 2021. Madam has used the very correct word, sunrise sector. So that is really going to be a very, very buoyant sector. The virtual event spanning across a period of 7 days is aimed to promote and showcase India's strength and capacities in medical devices, surgical equipment, hospital equipment and supplies, and laboratory equipment. The event also aims to foster direct interaction between Indian manufacturers, suppliers, with buyers, importers from participating countries. The COVID-19 pandemic has pushed us further on the track of strengthening our medical device industry, and India has appropriately risen up to the cause. It is indeed the need of the hour that our country attains self-sufficiency in critical medical devices. The government is clear on this very important requirement. EEPC India's virtual exhibition on the medical device sector is a small attempt to promote the Indian medical devices sector across the global map, and I am hopeful that at the conclusion of the event, the virtual exhibition is beneficial for both the exhibitors as well as the overseas importers registered for the events. I take this opportunity to thank Department of Commerce, Government of India, and Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India for their valuable support. I also am thankful to Association of Indian Medical Device, which has joined us as a partner association for this event. I'm also thankful to the various media agencies, Medical Plastics Data Service, Medigate Today, Medical Buyer for their valuable support. I'm also thankful to all the speakers who have spared their valuable time to join us at the various webinars being organized concurrent to the virtual exhibition. I'm also thankful to the exhibitors and overseas visitors who have registered for the show. Last but not the least, I thank the entire team and Secretariat of EEPC India who have worked so hard to put up together this impressive program. I am hopeful that the next few action-packed days will be insightful, purposeful, and useful to the entire business community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I once again take the opportunity to thank all the eminent speakers who have joined us for the formal inauguration of EEPC India's virtual exhibition on medical devices. We also request all the attendees to kindly log in to the platform and be part of the virtual expo. We are also having a webinar on how to enter the EU medical device market at 3 p.m. today, and the interested participants may join us for that session as well. Once again, thanking all the speakers and the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for being with us.